Hi everyone, Richard here and welcome back to the channel. On this channel we talk about being ready for disasters and emergencies and all the little things you need to know and do. This started for me back in 2020. A couple of tornadoes hit about 2 miles north of us and a lot of houses were destroyed, a lot of lives messed up. There were 19 people killed in one neighborhood. One of those was a friend of mine from church. Another person in the same neighborhood is a close friend of mine from work who not only was she thrown out of her house, her daughter was ripped from her arms and ended up being dropped in a swimming pool next door. Really scary stuff. I looked around my house and I said, you know, we're not really prepared for an emergency in our house. We don't have emergency equipment. We don't have emergency supplies. We don't even know what to do in case of an emergency. So I started working. First thing I did was put together my emergency trauma bag. And I use this in case there's emergencies and traumas in the neighborhood, around me, or even in my family, and I might need to treat those while waiting for the professional emergency personnel to arrive. And so we're going to be adding some items to this bag today. So the first item I want to talk about is an item my wife found on the internet, and it is a tick removal tool. This is a really cool item. It's not just a pair of tweezers. If you've got a tick that's bitten in and embedded in your skin, you do not want to just grab it with a pair of tweezers and rip it out, because the body will detach from the head. The head is the working part. The head is where the little grabbers are. The head is where the disease is. You've got to get the head out of there, and it's more important than the body. So what you're going to do, this little tool is really nice. It's a very special pair of tweezers. It's got two ends. This end is like a little crowbar. It'll work up underneath the head of the tick, and then once you get it wedged under there, you can gently, very so gently, ease that out with put a little pressure. Eventually that tick will get tired and it will release its grip on your skin. Similar concept here. You can reach up underneath the body of that tick and grab that head without grabbing the body first, and you can work primarily on putting pressure on the head of the tick. I think that'll help you. So it's a really nice item to have. I think it's one everybody should have in their bag. Now the next thing I want to show you is a thermometer. I don't know why in the world I didn't have this in my original medical bag. I didn't, but I should have. A thermometer will save your life. So in a hunker down situation, a disaster situation where you don't want to leave your home unless it's absolutely necessary, this will tell you if it's necessary due to a high temperature. If you're running a high temperature, you are going to need to see a doctor. So taking your temperature regularly, if you're not feeling well, is important. If your temperature gets above a certain amount, you're going to want to get out of the house and get to a doctor and risk leaving the safety of your home. We know how this works. You press the button, it turns on, it beeps. Then when it's ready, you just stick it under. See, it's ready now. You just stick it under your tongue. It'll register your temperature. I'm not going to do that now. One of the things I do not worry about is the little covers that you put on these things. Every time I use the thermometer, I'm going to clean it with an antiseptic wipe. So I'm not going to worry about whether or not it's got germs on it, because I will have killed those germs with the antiseptic wipe. So, and then once I clean it thoroughly, I'm going to put it back in a container and it'll be ready for the next time I use it. The third item we're going to talk about is adding a pulse oximeter to your bag. The pulse oximeter is important because it helps to measure your blood oxygen content. Blood oxygen content should be above 90% and preferably around 95%. If it gets below 90%, that means you are in distress. So I had a friend during COVID, a coworker. She is single, lives by herself. So when she had to go home with COVID, all of us at work tried to pitch in to get her some things she might need to help her stay at home, be better. And one of the things I bought for her was a oximeter. Now I picked this one up at Walmart, on walmart.com on clearance for $4.95. I picked this up for $7.50. The special tick tweezers were about $7. So all for under $20. And this works very simply. You turn it on, it's going to register everything, and you're going to simply open it. You're going to put with the screen up. There's a red light in there that'll go on top of your fingernail. Your pad will go on the little pad below here. You simply close that down and you leave it. You just set it on the table, and what it's going to do is it is going to measure your pulse and measure the oxygen content in your blood. And when that happens, you're going to be able to tell. Mine says that I am currently at 97% for my blood oxygen, and I'm at 90 beats per minute for my heart. I think that's a little high anyway for my heart. But this is a really useful tool. My friend told me after she got back from work, she came to me one day and said, I want to thank you so much for providing that device saved my life. Now I'm going to show you one other bonus item today. This came with some allergy injectors. So often people will have a severe respiratory reaction to something in the environment, something they eat, something they're highly allergic to, and they have to take an injector to relieve their respiratory distress. All these things will come with a trainer. You should use this trainer. Every device you have in your bag, you should know how to use it and you should practice with it. I love these little trainers that come with this thing. They walk you through exactly what to do. This is not, it's a real device, it just doesn't have a needle or medication in it. So the way it works is you simply pull it out, and I'm gonna let you listen to the instructions. So I'm gonna pull it out of the container. Well, I'm gonna try. There.
This trainer contains no needle or drug and is for training purposes only. Do not use this trainer during an allergic emergency. If you are ready to use, pull red safety guard down and off of this trainer. Place black end against outer thigh.
I'll put it on my arm.
Firmly until you hear a click and hiss sound, and hold in place for 2 seconds.
Press.
2, 1. Training complete.
So it's that simple. So now you know how to use an AviQ injector. Like I said, everything you have in your bag, you should practice with it. Tourniquets, Israeli compression bandages, stethoscopes, anything you've got in your bag, you should practice with it and know how to use it in case the emergency should come up where you need to help someone before emergency medical personnel can arrive on the scene. Hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this is an addition to your bag. Again, if you like the video, click the like button below. If you really like this, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you soon. Have a great, safe day.